Tell us about that. Like when you first got into the challenge, like what did your family think? What did you think? This was how many years ago?
Well, obviously, people don't like that you get into trading that much because it's really, really like risky kind of way. But I think the way I see it is risky is not doing it when you have this much of alternative. Like I was in Venezuela back when I started the challenge.
Yeah.
And
so you're like, I know a thing about risk. I know.
Remember that phrase, man? That really caught up.
I'll say.
Yeah. So how I see it is I see a lot of entrepreneurships and businesses. I think they're the same risk as trading as like people don't want to invest 5 years in trading, educating, or maybe 10 grand or 20 grand even, but they are willing to do it in a pizza shop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
or like nightclub, or you waste
or
even it's not even right. I would say it's not even just about wasting money, it's wasting time. Like Netflix is like $10 a month or $15 a month, but it takes your time, which I think to me is even more valuable. And people don't think like that. People are like, oh, Netflix, such a good deal. I can watch all this for $15 a month, but you're wasting hours, countless hours of a life where frankly, we're all running out of time.
Totally. That's
right.
You
can make money, I can make money, but none of us are getting back time. Time is the ultimate,
resource.
Yeah.
That's right, totally. And the way that trading provides time, it's a really cool thing. Like you can do a lot of things while you're trading.
Yeah.
And that's
why I love trading more than, entrepreneurship trading, like, okay, 90% both fail, but trading has benefits where yes, you have to learn. Yes, you have to study, but like you can also study at home. You can spend time with loved ones. You have a pregnant wife right now. Congratulations.
Thanks,
you're
man.
trading
Appreciate
and then you're
it.
dealing with the pregnant wife, and then you're going to deal with the crying baby.
I don't want to.
Are you going to have headphones when you're trading? Like the baby's
Yeah.
going to be crying. You're going to be like,
no, I closed the door of my office.
Oh, so you got to multitask because you already have a baby. So you went through raising one baby while
That's
you
right.
were trading.
Well, we came all the way from Venezuela to the U.S., and my baby was born here.
Congrats.
And we had to do a lot of things in order to keep up,
Yeah,
because trading is not a thing that, hey, I have cash problems, let's trade.
Yeah.
It's like, I have cash problems, let's become a doctor.
Yeah.
Like what?
People think like when I announced that you made $500,000 and you've been in like the challenge for 7 years, and people are like, "Oh, he's making like $70,000 a year. That's good." And I'm like, it's not like linear.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let's just make 70,000. I'm not like hiring you to make 70,000. Like, what? Break it down year by year. What was year 1, year 2, year 3?
Well,
year 4?
year 1, I lost money. Year 2,
how much did you lose?
Maybe $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then year 2, maybe I was break even. Year 3, I started to make money.
How much?
About maybe 24 grand a year or so.
But that's good. So after 3 years, you're up roughly 20, 25 grand.
That's right. But
so that's like less than like a Starbucks part-time barista.
Yeah, totally. Or an Uber driver.
Yeah, right?
Right? But the thing is, as I was living here, I had too much pressure on me. So I needed to make about 5K with 5K.
Yeah.
And that puts a lot of pressure on
you.
You
Can't really mix trading profits with living expenses. So if you're like,
Right.
oh my God, I need to make a good trade, otherwise my family's out on the street. So like you need to set aside money, you need to set aside time to focus. Like, okay, like, some people just don't have savings. This is why like some people are like, oh, should I quit my job? And I'm like, no, like trading is too speculative. Keep the income as a job, study when you can. Like so many people have so much time, like when you get home from your work, right? Like when you're on weekends, on your day off, and people are just like, oh, like I'm resting. I don't want to think about the market. I don't want to think about anything. That's when you should push it. Like if you use your weekends, if you use your nighttime, if you use your day off, gradually you learn enough so that you can quit your job eventually after you make, 6 figures. Did you ever have
Totally. The goal is to add sources of income, not to subtract sources of income. I don't know why people try to like cut sources of income. You got to have more sources of income. So trading what gives you is like it's a skill to pay the bills and to grow your money.
Sorry to interrupt. Continue. So you went from negative 3,000 to break even to like 24,000.
24,000, and then I lost it all.
Oh.
Like I lost all, but it was not 24 grand that I lost. I lost my capital, which I traded.
Yeah.
So
What did
I
you do
blew
wrong?
my account. I leveraged myself. No, I didn't short.
Leverage is just not like anti-short. I'm anti like risk. Okay. The reason why there's
I
a big
leverage
misconception with
hard.
short selling. I know short sellers make a lot of money, but for newbie traders, it's very risky. You have these
Too risky.
crazy squeezes right now, and then leverage, you just can't control it. Some of the best traders in the world have been mostly right, but not exactly right, and they use leverage and they get wiped out. Jesse Livermore, one of my favorite traders, he almost called the exact bottom in the early 1930s, but he used leverage. He was off by a little bit, lost everything, committed suicide.
That's right.
One of the best traders of all time. So one of the best traders of all time can't handle leverage. Why do average people think they're going to?
Crazy.
Why? Were you in a money crunch?
I had to make money. No, I had to make money in order to support my family.
in a crunch.
So I was like,
What
if
year
I
was
don't
this?
do
This was year 4, year 5?
it was year 3 and 4.
So,
and
so now after the loss, with the hotter market, with the hopefully you got like, you know,
skill.
education
And-
and a big education. Like when you lose big, like I once upon a time lost 500,000. The press vilified me for it. I was like depressed for a while. How long was it when you lost the money until like you felt okay again?
It was around 4 months or
'Cause
so.
that's a quick mourning period.
I
'cause
had
it's
to.
still-
I had no choice. Remember, so
So you're used to like there's no choice, like living in Venezuela, losing all your money. You like this high risk subconsciously.
I love it.
That's why you're a short seller, right? You like it. Like we're taking out some short sellers to dinner tonight.
now that you say it like that,
Yo.
I'm like, maybe you're.
So now that you've made 600,000, let's set aside some for therapy bills. I think it's cheaper for short sellers to seek out therapy rather than have losses to subconsciously enjoy it. We're going to take out short sellers tonight. I was like, should I order the worst items on the menu so that they'll like it? Because they're like, this is terrible. And then their messed up mindset will be like, I love it. Like, this is how short
It's gonna
sellers
be
think.
really interesting
This is how
seeing
short
those
sellers.
guys.
I make jokes. I've made millions of dollars short selling. But like at the same time, like if you're a short seller, you do see the world in a little more cynical view. Like you see these companies failing, you see the stocks going down, you subconsciously train your brain to celebrate when the stocks go down, which is not natural. Normally everyone's excited like, oh, let me invest in this crappy crypto coin. It's going up. And it's like fun to cheerlead, where you're the opposite.
Yeah, I see myself as a price-driven kind of trader. You know, I can. The thing about short selling is once you get to know the dark side, right?
I know the dark side.
You will flip really quick
Yeah.
on your bias because you know when short sellers are wrong.